2 programs, 2 levels, 1 system, and this month,
Everything starts.
Welcome to 3 over 2 Hoops. I'm Coach Jessica Deliba.
I'm Coach Bob Belf, and we would like to introduce you to the system.
Welcome back to 3 over 2 Hoops. My name's Coach Jessica Deliba.
And I'm Coach Bob Belf.
And today we're starting something new. Short player check-ins, real conversations, and spotlight growth.
Today we have our captain at Oakland Community College. What's your name?
Larissa Gibson.
Oh, Larissa Gibson. Larissa is a sophomore. Has been a integral part of what we've been doing for the last couple of years. I'm going to let her tell a second about herself. So, Larissa, welcome. Glad to have you.
Thanks.
Secondly, tell us where you're from. Tell us what your major is, and maybe what you might be wanting to do next.
Okay. My name's Larissa, 19 years old, from Columbiaville, Michigan. My major is general studies right now, but I want to be a teacher next year. I don't have a set plan, but trying to work on that.
Very good. She's been integral, as I said, an integral part of what we're doing. We felt she'd be a perfect person to start our conversation. We've gotten a few questions from coaches. We've got a few questions that we've kind of come up with. So we're going to throw them at her and let her make some short answers because she wants to do that. And secondly, she wanted to make sure that we let everybody know that we just completed our game today, played a game on the road. We're in Alpena, Michigan at the moment, and we just successfully had a ball game where we won 100-64. Okay, so we played pretty well. Some good things starting to click for us. So, Coach, lead off.
Yeah, let's start with, I guess, now that you've been playing the system, because this was very new for you, what's been the biggest adjustment for you to play the system?
I think that the pace is a lot different. In high school, a lot of teams play 2-3 zone or any kind of zone. So especially for me, it's a lot faster. The press is a lot more demanding and aggressive. Shooting threes, that's a big adjustment for me. All high school, I'd always drive to the basket, so.
And Larissa was a 1,000-point scorer in high school, so it's not like she didn't know how to score the basketball.
And 1,000 rebounds as well.
Oh, I forgot to mention that one.
Exactly.
So
It's pretty impressive.
yeah.
So as you came to us, you were recruited by the previous coach, and then I come along and throw this cockamamie idea at you. What was your first impression? And then as you get this, how well have you kind of moved into the system?
At first, I was excited but nervous. Obviously, going to college, getting a new coach, learning that you're not going to be playing traditional basketball is obviously so what are we going to do? But I was excited to play fast, but it was just nerve-wracking knowing that who knows what we're getting ourselves into.
Fact.
And would you say your role has changed from your freshman year to your sophomore year?
Oh, for sure. I feel like this year I really had to step up because we don't have a lot of guards, so I have to sometimes play the guard position even though that's not necessarily where we want me to play. And I think that just helping out other teammates and getting the ball in the basket.
So you said that in high school you were mostly a driver, probably a post up a little bit against the people that you played against in your league. How have you adapted, and how well do you feel right now you've become a part of shooting the three and facing the bucket and scoring from that direction?
I think that compared to last year, I've definitely gotten better at it. More confidence has came to me. Just telling myself that I can shoot the bucket, but I feel like if I need to make it, I have confidence that I can make the three. If I'm wide open, maybe. Better make it.
And would you say that's the biggest area that your game has grown, is the three-point shooting?
Yeah, I think so. I think that shooting has definitely became something that I've gotten better at, especially free throws. I've always struggled with free throws, but I think that this year I've gotten better at it.
And that's interesting because people think we only shoot threes, and actually we get to the free throw line a lot.
Well, just as a note here, Larissa is a problem in a matchup sense for every other team because she can post up, play with her back to the basket. She can play out of the dunker spot. She can play off the dribble. So when we put her in the swing option, she can face up in a drive, or she can post up and shoot a little baby hook. And then now she has the ability to go to the perimeter and shoot the jump shot. So she's a matchup nightmare for a lot of teams right now, and that's been very good for us.
And what would you say a moment, whether it's this season, maybe it was last season, where you felt, since you played traditional your whole career, when you felt that, okay, I belong here, I can actually run the system, this does actually fit my game?
I think that maybe middle of the season last year, I finally came out of my shell, being more vocal, especially because I am the trail. You have to be vocal, and not a lot of people are willing to keeping their teammates accountable for certain things, where they're supposed to be and stuff like that. And I think that my confidence got better, and I was just being more vocal and playing my part.
Let's talk about all the freshmen that come in every year. I mean, we face it every year. I should say you face it twice. But there's a hesitation. There is a lack of going all out in this press, and I think, would you agree with me that that's a big part of the system itself, that you have to sell out into this?
Yeah.
Right? I'm not trying to take your answer, sorry. But how long did you think it took till you felt comfortable getting past that fear of making a mistake, of not going all out?
I feel like it really starts with shooting threes. A lot of coaches are don't shoot the three. You need to go in and drive. I was always told drive. Why are you shooting the three? But I feel we just hesitate to shoot the three because we're scared to make a mistake. We're scared to miss. And
so then, what would you say, and for all incoming freshmen, whether it's at high school level or college level, what is, you think, the biggest adjustment in running the system?
I think just having confidence that you can shoot the three, and there's girls older than you, the sophomores are older than you, but you're gonna play a big part in the system because everyone has to buy in. It takes everyone on the team to run the system.
What about defensively?
Just not going after the ball. You have your set spot where you're supposed to play, and you are responsible for the girl that's behind you, or everyone has their own job in the press, so you have to make yourself accountable for that.
I have always felt that this is one of the most disciplined styles of play that you can play, yet you have so much freedom to play. How do you feel about when you, instead of being told where to go and how to do it, the conceptual side of it, that you get to just play? Now it's a two-man game. Now it's a three-man game. I can go inside, outside. How long did that really take for you to fit your game?
I feel like you don't have set plays, so you kind of have to just make something up on your own. So if you can hand it off, or you can dribble up the court and pull up right away, and you just have to change it up. And I think it's hard to change that in your game, especially when you're coming from high school where you have all these plays that you have to memorize. If you don't run them, you're probably going to be pulled out of the game.
So you're saying you played under a lot of control before?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You don't get pulled from the game for screwing up very often.
Yeah.
Does anybody?
No, okay. Sometimes they probably should, but.
And speaking of subbing, I guess, do you think, because from what I hear, a lot of parents say, well, she can't get into a rhythm. Have you felt that?
No, I don't think that at all, because, today I shot a three, came back, got it and one. I was in and out, and I was fine. Sometimes I'm happy that we're getting pulled out because I can't breathe.
How long did it take for you mentally to accept the subbing?
I feel like it took a while because, you do get on a run, and, everyone's scoring, everyone's doing good, and then, there's 5 people coming in for you, and we're like, why? Why do we have to come out? But then, after, you are working hard and doing what you're supposed to do, it's all right, get me out of here. It's time for someone else to give their 100%.
All right, let's put this into your captain hat now.
Oh, gosh.
How do you feel our freshmen are at this point? Now, we're talking December 13th.
Yeah.
So we right now have played 12 games, right? 9 games? So, whatever we played. Okay.
Probably like 6 or 7.
How do you think our freshmen right now are adapting to some of the things we're talking about? Are they still hesitating? Are they still uncomfortable? Do they want to be told? How do you feel about it?
I think that, I mean, I've been saying it, like each game we're improving more and more. And I think that most of them have bought into the system. And I mean, like, I think even like me sometimes I'm like, what are we doing here? But like, I mean, everyone's thinking that.
You think that? I think that for a lot.
So then when you say that, like, what are we doing kind of thing, do you feel that like our team dynamic has changed? I guess running traditional, running the system, have you noticed differences on how the team is amongst each other?
Yeah, I think that like running the system, it changes because everyone is getting in the game. And so it's not like, oh, she gets to play more than me. And like, it doesn't matter who's starting. That's something that is really big. I feel like, especially in high school, like, oh, like, do I get to start? Like, am I going to be a starter? It doesn't matter who's starting. You're coming out in 30 to 60 seconds anyway.
We started someone today for the first time in a long while.
Yeah.
And she went, I think she was shaking everybody's hands in the stands. She was lost. She was running everywhere. So I agree with you there. I think the fact that who starts doesn't matter. Everybody else gets all upset about it. All the people at the book and everybody, and it isn't going to matter. In 45 seconds, they're sitting down. So
exactly. Yeah. So I think that like everyone just bonds, and when you are playing the system and like you're doing good, it's like everyone's cheering for everyone. If you make a 3, you're gonna hear everyone boom, like everyone is cheering always.
Is it difficult as you're playing along, and let's say things aren't going exactly the way you want, that to remember that it's going to take one shift can just alter the game? Is that to set, like, leave your brain? Like I asked this because I watch us going, it left our brains. But I like it takes one shift and all of a sudden the game flips. And all of a sudden you're on a roll.
Yeah, like you could score, you could shoot a 3, get a turnover, like they turn them over, shoot a 2, like that's 5 points in seconds.
Sometimes we play like we're down 8 or 9 and we think we're down 30. I know.
Me.
But it's a challenge though, it is. And then how about as a player trying to do too much in the system? Do you think there's a temptation?
To be selfish?
I don't know if I want to say selfish, but like I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to be like I see some of our players right now on our team trying to do too much, like they're too involved. We're going beyond just a trap. Mm-hmm. We go and we're over here, and then we find ourselves sometimes out of position or exhausted because we're trying to do everything. There, I told you. Didn't I?
Yeah.
So thank you for your answer. I appreciate that. But I feel right now that I think it's a very natural thing for the sophomores to do, because I think as the freshmen are learning what they're doing, the sophomores are trying to cover for them.
Yeah.
They're trying to explain it. They're trying to show them, yet at the same time, this has to get done. So now all of a sudden we're doing too much. Mm-hmm. And as soon as everybody turns back to what they're supposed to do, everything seems to click.
Yeah, like if the left wing's trying to do the right wing's job, then there's no one going to be on the left wing. And then if everyone's trying to do each other's jobs, then it's just going to mess up the whole press.
So basically, everyone has to know their role and do their job.
It's part of the discipline of what we do.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've been talking about a lot of things here, but I want to ask about going backwards. So after you've been doing this for a year and a half, and now you're involved in the system and you're kind of entrenched, how would you feel about going back to play conventional basketball, going back to high school, 2-3 zone, walking the ball? How would that fit you?
I don't think it would fit me at all, especially because like we play so fast, and like learning plays again. I mean, I had a difficult time doing that to begin with. So you have like so many plays that you have to remember, and then once you get in the game, either you forget them or you don't run them. So, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like it's a waste of time.
It's like the team we played today. They had 10 out-of-bounds play. I swear they had 10.
I know. I wouldn't be able to remember.
I don't think we could remember 10 out-of-bounds.
I can't remember 2.
So, what I want to know is, right, at the high school level, I have to deal more with parents. Love you guys. But I guess, have your parents like said anything? Have your teammates' parents said anything? At the college level, we don't have to deal with parents. Like parents are over there, we say hi, and that's about as much as we deal with. But have you noticed any feedback you've gotten from any parents?
Well, personally, like my parents are just like, just do what you're told. My dad was a basketball coach, so he gets like,
he understands.
Yeah, but like at the same time, he's like, why are we doing this? But my brother actually is like the one that kind of speaks up more, like, why are you guys doing this? Why don't you take the press off? Just like
he's
just
like curious.
Yeah, just like little stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, I just do what I'm told. But so like my parents don't really like give any feedback about it. They just cheer for me. So thanks, Mom and Dad.
And have your teammates said anything about?
I think that like we have had a lot of like feedback from parents, like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? A big thing is the way that we defend, I think. On the press or like on an out of bounds play, we're forcing the ball towards their basket when normally you're trying to guard them away from their basket, which I think that's a really hard thing for parents to understand, like why we do that. Like we want them to get to their basket so we can defend them, hopefully get a turnover or get the rebound and go. Like,
Oh, those are good points.
It's very good points. We've been sitting there taking questions from other people, other coaches. I think the biggest thing that right now, as I see a few people that I've talked to putting this in play, and I think this happened to us last year, if the entire team is putting it all at once, you tend to get it all at once. Mm-hmm. But it takes a little longer to get through that learning curve because everybody's doing it once. Hence your situation where you're doing everybody at the same time. This year, the freshmen are the ones learning it, and the upper class know what they're doing. And so how do you think that has gone? Do you find yourself frustrated, bored, anxious that all of a sudden they're not on board quicker?
Well, I think like the difference between last year and this year is last year no one knew what they were doing. And I think some of the sophomores did catch on faster than the freshmen. But like for this year, I think it's better because the sophomores can help out with like just telling like the girls where to go, and just like if they don't necessarily want to ask you guys the question, like they can come to us and ask us like, so what am I doing wrong, or what do I do in this position? And like, yeah, it does get frustrating sometimes because it's like the 5 sophomores know what they're doing, and it's like, why don't you know what you're doing? But they've only been here for a few months.
I will say, to Larissa's defense here, in that I've used you guys to teach certain things along the way. Like she'll stand next to me going, I don't know why they don't get it. Go teach it.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes that different voice or different person explaining the same thing can be very powerful instead of me always being the one to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
How do you feel your group has done all at once catching on?
There's been days that we look better and days that, okay, we still have to like go over that part, I feel. I think they're still adapting to a lot of it because I think it's just like playing conventional and traditional. You still have to take time and run through those plays and run through stuff and work on it. And it's the same thing here. Like everybody else, this looks like chaos. It's not. It's controlled chaos. Mm-hmm. We know the rules. We know everything that goes into it. So it's about just repping it out. I mean, I think defensively, I have some players that are kind of lost. They don't know where they should be going. I feel like I'm also still figuring out who plays in which position best, because you're trying to put the player in the best place for them. You're not trying to make them look bad, you know? Yeah. If I have a slower player, I'm not going to put them in a spot where they're going to fail. So it's like about working and putting the pieces in the right spot. It's literally almost like a puzzle at this point.
I walked into Coach A's house when I went up there the first time I got the job, and he had an entire wall, I would say as big as a wall behind us here, of nothing but sticky notes. And on the wall was nothing but lineups. He would come up with a lineup, put it on the wall, put it on the wall. And I would swear we tried most of them when we started practices, but it was an entire wall. So I asked his wife about his wallpapering technique, and she was not very happy about it. But at the same time, it changed every year, different colors, so she could.
Well, I will say, I have learned, in scrimmage, oh, I can't play her there. Like, in practice, I thought, yeah, it would be good. And then we put it out on the floor. And I'm like, yeah, nope, never doing that again, or we make adjustments.
Again, talk about her and talk about how well she's improved. I can now take Larissa and put her at all positions, and she can contribute.
Tonight she played point guard.
Yeah, point guard. I was getting to that because last year when we let you play a little point guard, you weren't very comfortable with it. Now, this year, point guard is no big deal, and we've been forced into that situation because of a couple injuries, and all of a sudden now we're short in that spot. But I just love the fact that you have people that can play different places. As we keep improving and as we keep getting better at this, talk about the speed of the game. Do you think we're comfortable playing this fast yet?
I think we're getting there. Like, I think it's definitely getting faster, and it's like, oh, now I screen, now I go through, now I slip. But, like, I feel like some possessions it's not the same. Like, we're not as fast some possessions, and it really depends on, like, who you're playing with. Like, certain people play good with, or like play well with certain people.
Absolutely. I'll look on the floor if something doesn't quite click, and I'll look at the people on the floor and I'll say, okay, don't do that again. Those five aren't good together.
The worst is when your players get a little too confident and they're telling you where to put people.
That's right, coach.
Yeah, that's the worst.
How do you feel about that? Is an interesting point of it, though. There's a lot of leeway. There's a lot of you get to make decisions rather than I get to make decisions or coach. And me giving up control to the team feels to me sometimes like I am soft. But I feel at times the ability for the team to make them decisions, what we're doing with this, and it can be off court too. But how do you feel this team is adapting to that? Or how do you like it?
I think like sometimes it is hard for each other because like on the court, like certain people are expected to tell certain people like what to do. Like the point guard, they're basically the boss on the court. Like what they do depends on what the rest of the offense is going to do. Like if they pull up and shoot, then you got to rebound. If they're going to drive in, pass out, like you have to be ready to shoot the ball. And I think sometimes it is hard. Like you don't always know where you're supposed to be or where someone else is going to be. But like that's a big thing. Like talking is such a big thing, especially in the system and basketball in general. And if you don't talk, you're not going to know where anyone is.
I will say I had actually one of my senior captains who maybe would be great to bring on next. She mentioned to me that she feels, because we do have freshmen on our team, she's like, I don't even know how to play with them yet. Like the chemistry within the team, like, yeah, I know where she's going to go. I know where she's going to go because we played together the last 2 years. But she's like, we have so many new players on the team that we don't really know yet.
Don't need to bring her on now. You just answered for her.
Well, she probably doesn't watch.
Yeah. So I'm very pleased with the direction we're headed, but I do, and I've told Coach this as you're starting to learn the number of kids, and I think you can probably back this up. It's very difficult for the kids who are just learning this to digest it. It's like it's happening so fast, and it goes from step to step to step. So like you said, I set myself to shoot. I don't get a shot. I got to go rebound. Now I'm in the press. Now all of a sudden, where am I going here? Where do I check out? Where am I going on the skip pass? Where am I going? We get the ball back. Now I got to go. And that, to just be able to go from step to step to step, is very difficult. And that sets me into the next question, which you can try to answer. I think there is a fear that these kids have as they learn this of what? What is the fear that some of these have where they hesitate, they don't play hard, they don't go all out, they don't engage in the press.
They look lost.
They look okay. Yeah. But what
Where does that
it?
come from?
I think it's just like the fear to fail or like let your teammates down. Like you
That's
don't
an
want
interesting point. That's an
to
interesting
let your
point.
teammates down because, I mean, like, they're going to get after you for it, like, be in your position, or if we need you to make a free throw, you better make the free throw. Don't count on me.
But like all of a sudden when we shoot the basketball, and we are supposed to rotate, and we don't rotate, we give up a bucket. And then I've got the, oh, my bad, coach.
Yeah.
Well, when all of a sudden that's 14 points, given away because we refuse to do something, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But I wonder sometimes if it just hasn't quite clicked, and like all the things they've got to, here's my laundry list, and I didn't get to number 5 yet, and that would be rotate. And there you go.
And I would want to ask, within all of that, do you have time to think about the mistake you just made?
No, you don't have time to get upset. You don't have time to celebrate, which I hate, but it's fine. You have to, I feel like everything goes back to like playing your role and knowing what your role is within the team, within like offense, defense. Like if your role is to get a bunch of assists, then you better do that. Like, I don't know, like if your role is to shoot the threes, you better make it the 3.
That'd be nice, but
Well, that sounds like a great way to finish it off. Play your role, yeah?
Play your role.
Well, we'd like to thank you for watching this episode. Larissa,
Thanks.
is there anything else that you wanted to add, to give a shout out to anyone?
Shout out to my teammates. We got that dub today. Let's go.
Thank you, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will keep bringing you more player spotlights. And please comment down below and ask any questions you may have for our next upcoming guest or for us coaches.